What's poppin', everybody? Back with another video. In this video, we're going to talk about James Gunn and the DC universe. Can James Gunn make us care about Swamp Thing? So James Gunn's developing a horror-based new Swamp Thing movie. Okay, so it's going to be a Swamp Thing horror movie. And everybody knows about the Swamp Thing TV series that got canceled before it even really took off. They canceled it immediately. They didn't even give it a chance, really. That was devastating because I was excited for that because I am a Swamp Thing fan. Yes, I grew up on the Swamp Thing animated series, the Swamp Thing movie, the sequel. I love Swamp Thing. I love the comics as well. So let's get into this article from bloodydisgusting.com. So they're saying James Gunn is now in charge of the fresh new slate of upcoming DC projects that was just announced a couple days ago. According to Variety Report, the upcoming Swamp Thing movie will investigate the dark origins of Swamp Thing with various other DC characters joining him in the film, which is very dope. I'm excited about that because what DC characters are we going to expect to see? Who knows? And they're saying this is a much more horrific film and we'll still have the Swamp Thing interact with other characters. Gunn teased during the massive unveiling of the upcoming DC slate today. And everybody knows Swamp Thing, of course, most recently came to small screen in a short-lived TV series in the DC universe. Yes, we all know Swamp Thing got canceled. That was not a good look. There was also a Swamp Thing feature film back in 1982 directed by Wes Craven, and of course the sequel as well. I saw all those. I actually liked them. I liked the Swamp Thing and the Swamp Thing sequel. I did. I'm sorry. I liked them. I'm just one of those Swamp Thing fans where I just don't care what it is. I'm gonna enjoy it. It's like those people that just love anything Superman. It's like that's me. That's just me. I'm sorry. So what I want to discuss with you guys is, do you think James Gunn can save Swamp Thing, can reinvent Swamp Thing and reintroduce Swamp Thing in a fresh new way? I feel like since Swamp Thing, especially how they're making him look, he looks scary. And let's be honest, Swamp Thing's always looked a little bit scary, but the recent adaptations of him, iterations of his being, he looks very kind of creepy, kind of scary. So I feel like James Gunn is just doubling, tripling down on that and pushing like this horror focus film. And I think it might do well because I feel like if people view Swamp Thing in the lens of maybe like a horror character and not like a superhero type character, I think it might go over. It might make sense to people more because I feel like seeing him as a superhero, I feel like it's just a disconnect with people, where people is looking like, like people that read the comics, they understand what Swamp Thing's about, but I'm talking about your casual person that doesn't know anything about Swamp Thing, and they're just saying, oh, it's DC universe, Swamp Thing is what? A superhero, he saves people or something, he's in a swamp. I'm talking about your person that's not following the comics, that doesn't know what a Swamp Thing is, that doesn't know his origin story. I think this is going to be good to build an origin story and reintroduce people. It's kind of like what they did with Joker when the most recent Joker movie, where it was not Joker and Batman. It was like no Batman in it to be a distraction. This is just an origin story of Joker and giving you the dark side of how he came to be, where you can actually fall in love with the character development and the origin story. And I feel like that's what Swamp Thing needs. People need to learn, what is a Swamp Thing? What is he? Where did he come from? What's going on? Where are you trying to convey with this? I feel like James Gunn has the right idea. Whether or not people are going to take to it and actually embrace Swamp Thing and like it, that's unpredictable. I don't know. I don't know. I'm out of touch. I don't know. But I hope so, because I've always liked Swamp Thing. I know I'm rambling on a little bit. I just want you guys to comment down below. Do you think this is a good idea for James Gunn to take Swamp Thing in a horror focused direction? And what did you think about the TV series that got canceled, the Swamp Thing? Like, what do you think this franchise needs? What do you think the Swamp Thing brand needs to actually be popular and take off? Let me know in the comments. See you on the next one, and I'm out.